Hey everyone. So, since I'm releasing some of this negative energy I've been carrying around, I figured I might as well address something else today. um, so where do I start? So, I guess I'll start from the beginning of me and my husband's relationship. When we first met, I was 20 and he was around 22. We were both in college. He was going to the University of Florida, and I was actually going to a community college at the time, Santa Fe College. And yeah, we had met online, um, and we met up or whatever. And I mean, since we met, it literally we were at that point we were both living in our sin, honestly. Um, Even though he grew up in the church as well, I mean, he was drinking every night, to the point where he would be drunk and smoking and trying all these different kinds of drugs. And honestly, had I been to the level, the spiritual level I'm on now, and knew, and he was doing the things that he was doing back then, I wouldn't have never gotten married to him, let alone dated him, honestly. But we dated, and honestly, I couldn't be too angry with him because at that time I was still living in my sin, and apparently I was okay with him doing all that then. So you know that I wasn't necessarily living a righteous life at that time either. But anyway, we were living in our sin, and I mean, 6 months into our relationship, we really liked each other. Although we were living in our sin, we really related in a lot of ways, as far as he grew up in a Christian family or whatnot. And his brother, his older brother, his full blood brother, passed away in a car accident when he was younger. He had to be around the age of 14, 15 when his brother died in a car accident. And so, we got to know each other, and we were living in our lust. And 6 months into our relationship, he proposed to me. And all the signs were there when he first proposed to me, because the night he proposed, he took me to go see Drag Me to Hell. That's the movie he took me to go see the night he proposed to me. Go on. It's nothing they want. So, I said yes, of course, because, at that point, really, I knew better, but I didn't know better. And so a little while after that, I had gotten pregnant and had a miscarriage. And, our relationship, we were off and on. And after that, we were off and on, and still living in our sin. I actually moved to Jacksonville and went to the University of Florida while he was getting his doctorate at St. Augustine University. And there was a time when I was really ready to just walk out on the relationship, but something kept me holding on. And I think it was because I had already been hurt so many times before, and I had a high school sweetheart, and literally I thought we were going to be together forever, wishful thinking. But as a teen, when you have those butterflies for someone you meet in high school, and you think, oh, and there was always talk of, oh, we're going to get married and all this stuff. So I developed an attachment to them. And I thought, I could trust him, and I couldn't, because the moment it was time to graduate and stuff, he broke up with me. And a lot of times that during that time he had used me. It seemed like to me he had used me. He wanted to be like this big time rapper or whatever. So he pretty much just used and abused me. I think he just really wanted attention and just, money, honestly. And after we graduated, we went our separate ways. He kept in contact with me, of course, but all he did was ask me for money to help him with his rap career, buy this shirt, this hoodie or whatever for him or whatnot. So he just kept using me. And then I later found out that he went and found some other girl that he got engaged to. Literally, she looks almost identical to me. The only thing is that she's darker skinned than me. So I was just, I was still just hurting from that. So, of course I stayed with my husband, not to down my husband or anything now, because he's better now, as of recently. But yeah, we went through all that. I stayed with him or whatever. Graduated, got pregnant with our first child. After I got pregnant with our first child, we got married in 2015. Um, and then we moved in together, and then we had our second child. I had my spiritual awakening. Well, I started having my spiritual awakening about 3 years ago. My real spiritual awakening. 3 years, about 3 years ago. And during that time, I don't know, I was in a transitioning period, because I was really contemplating leaving my husband. Honestly, I was just done with it, because he was coming home and he was just still drinking. He was a drunkard, smoking pot, all that stuff he was doing. And I was done with it at that point, and I was just looking for a way out. I was looking for, how to leave, really, and I was just at a lost point. So this was the time I was really just finding my way back to Christ. Honestly, that's what I was doing. I was finding my way back to Christ, and then I was also, I guess, looking for an escape from all of this, what was going on. I was completely unhappy and unsatisfied with just everything, the way my life was going. I was looking for more work, because I had been out of work for a while. And I was looking for a job, and it was just so stressful, everything. I had just had my second son and all of that stuff. So it was a lot of crazy stuff happening. That was when I was really going through, how you say, trials and tribulations. I was really going through my trials and tribulations about 3 years ago. Well, anyway, I couldn't find a job, so I just took that as a sign. Well, maybe God wants me to finally pursue my entrepreneur life again, So I was really going for that, because I was applying to jobs, but I wasn't getting any calls back. So I was just like, well, this is the opportunity now to just reach for the stars and just go for doing what I love. So I was going for my entrepreneur stuff, and I was all on social media. I was doing just about everything and anything just to, get an income for myself, and to find, my purpose or whatever. So during that time, I guess you can call it, I had gotten scammed or whatever. And they had told me they were a celebrity. And I'm not going to say who the celebrity was, because I still don't feel comfortable exposing that or anything like that. But it seemed like somebody I knew, if it was actually them, I could really like relate to them or whatever. In fact, I almost thought they were my twin flame, because we, like, just looking them up and finding out about them and stuff like that. I was like, wow, we have so freaking much in common. It's like that could be my twin flame. So, and like literally the moment they had like messaged me on Instagram, I had told them my whole situation. I told them, I was married, I had kids, whatever. I told them, I was thinking about getting a divorce and all this stuff. And they seemed so cool. It seemed like, I could possibly get to know them a little better. And that's what I did, honestly. So the entire time I was talking to them or whatever, I was researching them and, finding out more about them. And the more I found out, I was just like, wow, we have so much in common. This could literally, and I didn't even know, like, maybe I looked up Twin Flame once before. And honestly, it was to the point where I had thought, like, we had talked or met before, honestly. That's what I had thought, because I don't know if I dreamt about him or something, but I felt like we had met before for some reason. We had encountered each other before. But anyway, and through that time I had gave him my number. We were texting. I just felt so comfortable just just talking to them. I didn't even know who this person was, because honestly they didn't send me any pictures. I didn't talk to them on the phone or anything, but just during that time I was just looking for any escape from what I was experiencing here at home, that I was willing to just talk to them and get to know them. And honestly, I felt so comfortable after I had looked up all about them and stuff. I really thought this was my twin flame. I had done all this stuff, and honestly, after some time things started adding up, because I realized the pattern. I realized that all they kept asking me for was money, honestly. Like, it was just like every other week they just kept asking me for money, 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 money. And like, it was so crazy, because at the time I felt no problems like doing it. And I don't know if it was because of the twin flame, or if they had put some type of spell on me or something like that. I don't know if it was a spell or what, but I had no problems doing it, and I've always been a giving person anyway. So if you told me you were struggling, no matter who it would be, I'm always willing to help whatever I can help. That's just in my nature anyway. But yeah, we were talking, and what was I saying? I just felt so comfortable just talking to him, because I was literally just looking for any type of escape from what I was experiencing here. And I was giving them money or whatever, and everything. Just through that time though, like, I was literally keeping track of everything I gave them, everything, like our interactions and all this stuff. I was doing my little investigation as well. I wasn't just like what is it, whimsically doing all this stuff. I was actually adding up the pieces as well. And like, I was willing to put feelings into it, but I really wasn't putting all of my feelings, all of my heart into it, because like I said, I've been hurt so many times before. I know the way things run, and who they were claiming to be, I was just like, you know, as good looking as this dude is, as popular as this dude is, you mean to tell me this dude is single? He ain't got no kids. He, ain't got no females running around. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. This must be something up. There must be something up with this. So I already had that ingrained in my head anyway. So I wasn't really allowing myself to get too hurt, or too caught up in the whole situation, whether it was a scam or what. I kind of figured it was a scam at the beginning, so that's probably why I didn't put my whole heart and feelings into it. And if I had, I probably would have been more hurt than I actually was at the end of everything that had happened. So anyway, that went on for a while until, I literally put an end to it. Just because I was done. Like, I was just done like giving this person all my extra money, even though they were saying, oh, they couldn't afford this and couldn't do this. You know, I was just done with the whole thing. I was like, all my time and effort could be going to something else more productive. And I could see that this wasn't getting anywhere good, at least, anywhere positive. So I left it alone. And honestly, I really, I thought about, I had even called the police. I was gonna do like file with the attorneys. I was gonna take them to court and all this stuff. But I looked at it and I was just like, the best thing I could do is just walk away from it and just let it go. It's just not worth any of it, because really I put myself in that predicament anyway. So I just kind of let it go, and through all that, I did have a lot of spiritual growth. So I can't say that I regret it fully, because I did a lot of spiritual growing. Like I did a lot of spiritual growth with my mom. I was able to get over a lot. I did a lot of growing and talking with my mom, and with my husband. Like my husband has done a complete 360 to where what he was before. He has completely turned it around, and it's actually been a really positive thing. Something negative turned into a positive. And I haven't, like I said, I haven't checked any of their social media accounts in God knows how long. Maybe like over a year. I haven't checked their accounts. I haven't checked them on YouTube. I haven't checked anything like that. Because just looking at them, I was like, this person really has the ability to really hurt me if I allowed them to hurt me. And so, just from my past alone, I just haven't been willing to allow that to happen. I wish them the best. I wish them and their family and his family the best. Honestly, I have no ill wishes upon them at all. I just had to move on from myself, because I just wasn't willing to allow myself to get hurt like that anymore. But like I said, I wish them the best in whatever they do. Um, Whoever they end up with, whatever they do in life, I wish them well. And like I said, me and my husband, we are in a much better place. I don't want to say it's completely all good, because my husband, as well as myself, we still have things we need to work on. My husband is not all that. Um, my husband is not on the. I can already tell you, my husband is not on the spiritual level that I am on, and he still has a lot more growing to do. And that it can get sometimes really draining for me, honestly, because in this relationship, I've taken the lead on a lot of stuff, And, as a strong queen that I am, you want like I get tired of taking the lead. I get tired of being the one to do all the spiritual growth. I'm always the one to take the lead on something. It's never him. But I've just grown to accept that, and this is just, maybe I was put in his life for a reason to help his whole family grow, because I'm even seeing that his family spiritually isn't as strong as my family was, as far as like being, I guess, as my immediate family is about Jesus and all this stuff, like, and being spiritual. So I just take it as that's just God just placed us together so I could help him grow, even in his spiritual awakening. Because I feel like if I didn't do it, I don't know who would do it for him. So, I know I said that, I probably wouldn't divorce my husband, but you never know. You never know what could happen in another 10 years. If he's still, living in his sin for whatever reason, although, I have been doing a lot of spiritual work with him, but if he's still living in his sin after 10 years, I don't know what could happen, honestly. So I don't want to speak too soon on anything, but I'm just trying my best to do my part and listen to what God has for me, cuz I'm not perfect either. I could literally sit here and say all the negative and bad things that he's been doing, but I wasn't perfect either, cuz honestly back then I was in the club and partying and drinking and all that stuff. So I can't necessarily point the finger at him back then, but now I could get a little bit more strict because we have kids, and he knows the spiritual stuff that I've been going through. So the only thing I could do is, if you know better, you do better. So at this point he knows better, so I'm just counting on him to do better from now on, and myself. So that's just a little bit more of my past that I wanted to share, so that I could literally move forward in my life and grow from here. Because this really has been a blessing. If it hasn't been a blessing to anybody else, it has been a blessing for me to look back on this and reflect and get a little bit more insight into my life and the changes that I need to make. So for those others who hear this, thank y'all for listening and tuning in, and God bless y'all. Amen.